2.5 years ago, I suffered from gastritis caused by H.Pylori bacteria. If you remember, I uploaded 2 videos about this malady. One video described the symptoms and the treatment. I felt like a piece of fiber was moving up and down in my throat. So I went to see a doctor. The doctor looked into my throat and saw that nothing wrong there. So I had endoscopy done. They put a small camera into my throat and down to my stomach to see what's wrong there. The other one was about how I looked after myself after the medication. In 2 months after finished H.Pylori treatment, I still didn't feel that good. But I read it from somewhere that after the bacteria were killed off, the digestive system still needs more time to heal itself. It's like if you get stabbed or shot, even after the knife or the bullet was removed from your body still needs time to heal itself. At this point, I feel fine apart from gluten and lactose intolerance. But I wonder, how did I contract these devastating bacteria? Right away after the endoscopy, the doctor told me that I had had the H.Pylori infection for quite a long time already. Even though I was curious about how long exactly, I was more interested in hearing about the treatment. So I didn't ask the doctor about what he meant by long time. Did he mean a few days, a few months, or a few years? For the sake of this analysis, I assume that I had it for a few years. I ruled out food as the possible source of my infection. I'm very hygienic when preparing food at home. I avoid street food. If the occasion arises that I must eat street food, I choose to eat only cooked food. Therefore, there are 2 possible sources of my infection. The first possible source was my dog, Frankie. He passed away 3 years ago from stomach cancer. Later on, I read from somewhere that H.Pylori could cause stomach cancer. So I assumed that Frankie had been infected with the bacteria before he became fatally ill. One evening, when Frankie was still alive and well, my daughter got up and left the dining table. Then I looked at her plate and saw a piece of fried chicken wing hardly eaten. I assumed that she had had enough, so I ate it. A few minutes later, she came back and saw me eating the chicken wing. So she told me that while she was holding that piece of chicken wing between her fingers, Frankie jumped up for it and started chewing it. Fearing that the small bones of the chicken wing could hurt Frankie's stomach, she retrieved the chicken wing from inside Frankie's mouth and then put it back on her plate. I was horrified, but it was too late. I just hoped that I wouldn't catch any disease from Frankie. The other possible cause of my infection was public toilet. Not all public toilets are clean, but when I've got to go, I've got to go. There were quite a few incidents of spills, splashes, and liquid ricochet. What I dislike the most is the kind of flushing system which is triggered by hand waving. There were occasions that I wasn't waving at all. I was merely moving my bottom toward the toilet seat. As soon as the flushing panel sensed the movement, the jet stream shot out. It was a disaster. There you have it, my opinion about the possible causes of my H. pylori infection.